Welcome back to the show. We are in the midst of the holiday season, and for some it can be a bit of a stressful time. Today we're joined by licensed professional counselor David Flowers this morning to talk more about maintaining your sanity during the holidays. Good to see you again, David.
Thank you very much. It's great to be back.
Yeah, so what would you say is the main thing that maybe families, couples need to do in order to have a more peaceful holiday? Because it is easy to get stressed out.
Big time. So I'm thinking about a few years ago, my wife was in this conversation with, a younger married person, and she's like, oh man, we got to go here and then go here and go there and go there. And my wife said, well, you know what? You don't have to go to all those places, right? You can decide. And she went, I don't. Right? It's like kind of never even dawned on her before. Like maybe she could set some boundaries. So that's the first thing I would say is just really being careful with the boundaries. Like how much running are you going to be doing? That's super important.
That's a good point. I mean, because there's a lot of expectations around this time of year, and like you said, you're expected here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah. Especially if you have little kids. That's the big thing. If you have little ones, you're dragging around, trying to pack in the car and take all these different places. It's exhausting.
Yeah. Well, how do you? With that said, though, because you may face a little pressure from mother-in-law or something. How do you approach that in a nice way?
That's a great question. I mean, really, it's a boundary question. Setting appropriate boundaries is always about firmly and gently and in a direct way saying, hey, I understand that maybe you would like us to do this, but here's what we're going to do, and this is why this is important to us, right? And just really trying to lay it out there and be as gentle but as clear as you can.
I respect that. I totally do. Yeah. Any other tips that you want to bring up?
Yeah, one of the big things I would say is watch your spending. Right? Like a lot of people, when it comes to like maintaining peace over the holidays, a lot of people are, for good reasons, out of love, I think, a lot of times, but they're kind of overextending themselves.
They feel that pressure.
They do, and then they're setting themselves up really for, for some stress during the holidays, but also for several months of difficult recovery after that. So that's a big one, I would say, right?
Yeah, we're kind of far into it now, but I mean, for the holiday season, do you maybe recommend then kind of setting some ground rules to begin with? Like, all right, for you, I'm only going to spend this much.
Oh yeah,
vice versa.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because, we for decades we've had very clear ideas. Like we have three grown now daughters, but it's always been, hey, here's kind of a general amount that we're shooting for each of the kids, and then as the in-laws, they've married off, and then it's you keep adjusting those amounts as you get older and you're making more income, but you're also bringing more people into your family, right? So you're trying to kind of flex with that.
Yeah, set those limits. You said helping others as well. Talk about how that can help.
Yeah, that's really important. Kids love that stuff. Most kids that I've ever seen before. My wife is a principal in an elementary school, and her experience too is you give kids an opportunity to contribute or to help someone else, and they just light up. So I know you guys are doing the Coats for Kids thing right now. So that's one way of getting involved, helping your kids feel like they're helping somebody else, right? Whether it's shelters, soup kitchens, adopting another family maybe in the neighborhood that you think might maybe need a little bit of a hand over the holidays. Kids absolutely love that stuff. They eat it up, and it creates just great moments with the family.
Well, and I would argue that it makes everyone feel good all around.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
And then just finally, any words on how to handle any tensions? We touched on this with the mother-in-law talk. That was my example, but anything else?
As far as just handling tensions, I would say just set it as the primary goal during the holidays to experience peace and calm. Do whatever needs to be done. If that's the goal, not the gifts, not the any of the other peripheral stuff. But our goal is to maintain our peace. And that might actually mean, here's a relationship therapist sort of giving permission now to take some of the tensions that pop up and not argue about them.
Sure.
Right? Little things pop up, and give it as a gift to yourself where you say, you know what, we're both under some stress right now. It's a difficult time. And just a good reminder, cut yourselves and each other some slack during a busy season.
Yeah, manage those expectations.
Totally.
Some good advice there. Thank you so much. There's information on your screen. Again, David Flowers Couples Teletherapy there. There's a number to call, a website as well. And I mean, I feel a little calmer even after talking to you.
Hey, good. Excellent. Excellent. Glad I can help.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, man.